if me and Jeannie were doing a bit, right? And we had a set or something, and I said, get chained up, and I made a crack, like, this is what I always wanted to. And I said it just like that, like really over the top. Jeannie would probably laugh, and that would be the end of it, and we'd probably both forget about it. But in their world, there's lots of money on the market. So if somebody got pissed off, then Jeannie would turn that into, I was really uncomfortable. I can't believe you said that, blah, blah, blah. That's what I think we're dealing with here. And then I think Rosanna's kind of defending herself. This is the vibe I'm getting. Defending herself, that it's nothing, that wasn't really said, and she wasn't really chained, or there was no situation where she couldn't walk away. That's what I'm seeing. It's just like, it's like watching elephants. It's kind of disgusting to think about, but when the Animal Planet's on, you gotta fucking watch it, because Jesus Christ, that's two elephants. That's an amazing thing. And that's what I'm gonna watch, and I'm gonna make you watch right now. All right, this is your part. Let's see, Kajasaurus, a little something for you in the particle. Thanks so much.
It was something brought up to me by Winter.
What do we got? Winter got something?
Well, no. That's what this stuff is.
Oh, Winter brought this up. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I can't. All we're doing his shit. That's me disaster. All right. Where do we start?
Start at 45:55.
45:52. And who are these people?
The one on the left is your lovely Rosanna Pansino.
Rosanna Pansino.
Girl who smoked her dad's ashes.
Smoked her dad's ashes.
And from what I can gather, the
That's
guy
a gay man.
on the right. Yeah.
Yeah. Who is that?
Well, it's one of her friends. I've heard like it's her boyfriend, which I'm like, no, there's no fucking way. So it just seems to be a bit of a guest. He's replacing someone who's usually on there.
Okay.
Thanks for asking, Brooke.
I do have photos, and I do have videos, and I have evidence.
I think I do have some photos, actually. And so then the camera guy walks away, and now I'm just in this freezer.
Who are these bimbos?
So on the... Yeah, Tana Mongeau. This is Tana Mongeau's podcast.
Okay, so Tana is the ridiculous... Okay.
So the camera guy walks away, and that means your scene's done, you can leave. So she chose to hang out in the freezer with the actor. I had the same choice. And again, she reiterates the lie again that she is locked in there and can't move, like she's trapped. And that was not the case. That is a blatant lie.
Chained to the ceiling
No, you
with
weren't.
a man
You were not.
in a horror mask, right? And he starts talking to me, and he's like, hey, I'm JJ. And I'm all, hey. Hi, JJ.
Tana Mongeau she looks like an old French broad now.
Tana, like literally chained to the ceiling. I'm like, this is fucking kind of creepy. Like,
So she, again, is saying, I was chained in there, I was trapped in there. She wasn't. She says this like a dozen times. She can literally just go like this, and then all of her problems
You have
go
to
away.
you just let go. That's how you get out.
No one chained her to a ceiling.
No. Fact.
now there's no cameras. Like the set, it was huge down there as well. So like the nearest people were like 25, 30 feet away, whatever, right? And this man looks...
In this video, she says they were 25, 30 feet away. In her...
I don't know what the fuck she's talking about, though. That's the problem I'm having here. Like, what happened? Like, what's the context?
They were in this video together.
Yeah.
And that's what... So
Tana so they're fighting. They did a video together, and now Rosanna's playing the drama game. Is that what you're saying?
They were on a video together, yeah.
Recent video, I think it's episode 110. She says...
Just to illustrate where Rosanna is at now. This is her podcast, the one where she smoked her dad's ashes on.
Yeah.
And
it was Escape the Night. That's what they were on.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, how old is Rosanna Pansino? She's in her 40s, right?
38, if I remember correctly.
She's like shorter than you, you know?
39 now. 39. Yeah. She'll be 40
she's like shorter
this
than
year.
you. What's her height? Because I noticed that.
1.47 meters. 1.47 meters in feet is...
5 feet.
Oh, God damn, don't lie.
5'1", 5 foot.
4'8".
That's tiny.
They're 100 feet away. I heard she uploaded another
The Italian's gonna be short. Ain't too many women are 4 feet tall.
video that's behind a paywall, which I haven't seen yet, on her Patreon. The picture that she's painting was not reality.
Whatever, right? And this man looks at me, I swear to fucking God, through the mask, I don't know what he looks like. And he looks at me and he says, "This is my dream, having you chained up."
No.
This is my dream, having you chained up.
So I would scream
and
out
then
loud.
he goes, "Perfect." And I'm so, and then I just look at him and again, arms, I'm chained up. I'm in a
Again,
fucking
she's not chained up.
kitten heel. I'm fucking.
Oh, she is lying. She's absolutely lying. Is she lying? Agent!
Tana is, yes, she's exaggerating in this.
Okay.
Livid. I turned to him and I go, "What the fuck did you just say?" And he looks at me and he goes, "Nothing. Like, it was better you didn't hear it anyway." And I'm like, "Bitch, I heard you."
Wait, what?
Her voice got all raspy and shit. "Bitch, I heard you." We smoked like 1,000 cigarettes a day.
Ew.
I heard you. I'm in this meat freezer. And this man, whatever.
No meat,
and
no
then,
freezer.
And then he's just like laughing. And imagine.
Well, no meat. A very, very.
So basically, what we're seeing here is two fucking YouTube trying to get each other by saying she's like saying she was sexually harassed and bitching about it, and then Rosanna's defending herself to some extent.
Very old, unoperational,
I guess, yeah, no
previously
cold air,
used freezer, and now is a studio.
So up to this point, Tana has basically exaggerated or lied about
Most everything.
And this is, I think this is the worst of the
No,
situation.
Rosanna's a liar? I don't know, man.
And where she says,
Who cares?
He said something
weird-
inappropriate to her.
inappropriate to her. We weren't there for that.
No.
I believe she probably was in that room with just that guy, so the only other person.
The way I see it is Rosanna's defending herself. Like, first of all, especially in their fucking ridiculous world, nobody can crack it. Like, all right, like if me and Jeannie were doing a bit, right, and we had a set or something, and I said get chained up, and I made a crack, like, "This is where I always wanted you," and I said it just like that, like really over the top, Jeannie would probably laugh. And that would be the end of it, and we'd probably both forget about it. But in their world, there's lots of money on the market. So if somebody got pissed off, then Jeannie would turn that into, "I was really uncomfortable. I can't believe he said that, blah, blah, blah." That's what I think we're dealing with here. And then I think Rosanna's kind of defending herself. This is the vibe I'm getting. Defending herself, that it's nothing, that wasn't really said, and she wasn't really chained, or there was no situation where she couldn't walk away. That's what I'm seeing.
And who would know is that guy.
So just
And
to add
obviously-
a little bit.
What?
I think most of it is just looking at the interactions between Tana and this one guy.
Yeah.
She as she was saying, like, she got really bad vibes from this person. This is the one who said, like, "Oh, I like you chained up," or whatever.
Yeah.
That kind of bullshit. And then the same actor sprained her finger.
It sounds like she had a bad time. She missed out on some money, and then she's trying to get him back.
If he's saying weird stuff.
That's not okay.
Yeah, of course that's not okay.
That's what I told her on set. She told me that the actor, this is quote, said something weird to her.
Yeah.
And I told her that's not cool. And I supported her. And I told her that she should go tell Joey because he'll put a stop to it. I don't know when she told Joey, but all she told Joey, he didn't have a lot of information to go on here because all she told
him
Joey
the same thing.
is that the actor said something weird to her. And he said, "Well, I don't ever want you to feel uncomfortable like on set. So we'll just," I think she had a couple more scenes, but he cut them and filmed separately, and they were like going to fix it in post. And
like, she didn't say what weird meant. There was no actual details. And so Joey just saw that she was uncomfortable and so separated them.
And I asked her the question, was he in character, like method acting, or was he himself? She claims that he was being himself. And I chose to believe her then, and it just makes it really hard to believe someone.
Why have entertainers become the least fun people on earth? Like, nobody would ever want to hang out with. When I was a kid, I would be like, boy, wouldn't it be cool to hang out with Kurt Cobain or play guitar with Kurt Cobain? Or like I see these even like athletes, I like the WWE locker room. Like, I've actually got to meet a lot of those guys back in the Dissecting, 20 years ago when I was in Iraq, and they were just nothing but fun. But they're like now wrestlers. If somebody, I saw Dave Meltzer made a crack about somebody's weight. And all he said was like, I like her when she was a little thinner. I thought she was more attractive. And the entire WWE locker room takes to fucking Twitter because they need a virtue signal about it. And I'm thinking to myself, what a bunch of lame-os. I feel the same way about Hollywood. I feel the same way about YouTubers. These people just suck. They are no fun. None. They're all fucking boring. All right, what's in the next video? Oh, God. Is there anything else to see there?
It's her commenting on it.
Oh, this. Geez, what happened to her? I like her when she had less weight, too. Oh, send me a fucking tweet.
She's pregnant right now.
Oh,
so
okay.
she's on the third kid, I think.
Well,
2 hours, 1 minute, 43 seconds.
Pregnant turns your lips to Botox. I saw it with both my wives. All right.
2 hours, 1 minute, 43 seconds.
Let's go.
Squashed. So then I guess Rosanna, I guess it was her podcast. They weren't in the studio, but I guess they were doing a podcast. They had microphones and they were reacting. It was her and her long-term boyfriend, Mike. And I should preface this by saying, like, I really, really loved Rosanna. Like, we've gotten really close, I feel. And I don't have a lot of friends.
No such thing as women hate each other. There's no such thing as two women being friends. That's complete bullshit, and she knows it.
But she's someone where we know her parents, we know his parents, we know her siblings, her sister and their kids. Their kids are friends with our kids. Like we're those people who just go to each other's houses for parties. And
Kurt Cobain goes donated $5. I'd love to hang out with you too, Tommy, as long as you can keep your health.
Yeah, me too.
And we don't have a lot of those friends. So we have a party for our kids. They're there. They always come. We always come to theirs. And so I don't know. I just felt like we had like a deeper friendship. I would say a deeper friendship than even me and Tana or me and Joey. So I was like blindsided by this.
None of you people
the first clips I saw, and I could only watch the clips. I was going to watch the full podcast, and I just knew it would make me so upset. And so I was like, I can't. I'll watch the clips. And they're not taken out of context. They were very long clips. I could see enough of it from there. And it was... at first, I didn't see her talk about me. I saw her talking about Tana, and obviously, I'm friends with Tana, and I would say we're friendly. You know what I mean? Like we don't hang out outside of the podcast, but every time I see her, I love her, and she's been so great. And me and Tana have a podcast, so my initial reaction was to defend Tana as I would anybody in this situation. But basically, Rosanna.
Women, why do women do this? They have to fucking... And she hasn't even gotten to the statements that she told me about her relationship and the levels of the relationship and choose what's more important to her. Like, none of that fucking matters. What the fuck happened, you big fat cow?
Was calling out Tana for lying about her escape the night treatment. And it was a tough watch. It was a tough watch because...
I cannot stand American women. I can't. I am so far removed from this shit. Yes, European girls, except for the English, are a pain in the ass too. And some of the Irish girls. The Irish girls are they're just hard to hold down. Whatever. That's a whole different story altogether. But, I mean, you don't see this from Swedish women. You don't see this from German women, Czech women, all the Eastern European women, Italian women. None of it. None of them go on like this. Yip. Get the fucking point? I mean, they all have their own kind of version of it, but it's never this. It's always American broads. They can never get to the fucking point. Ever. My God.
Am I an exception? Or no?
Yeah, obviously.
Yay!
But I probably wouldn't sleep with you either. How about that?
Yeah.
God. Jesus. You remember, I what do they call that? What you call it, women? What do feminists always say you... what do you call that?
Trad women? What?
No, when you make them like a possession or
commodity.
Nah, well, they are.
Objectification.
You kind of objectify. Yeah, I objectify girl. I think everybody does. Everybody objectifies the opposite sex. You know, but God, I don't like. My ex-wife ruined my fucking life. She is nowhere near as annoying as all the American broads I dated with all their fucking daddy issues. I'm sorry daddy didn't go to your dance recital. I didn't miss it. He did. Why is it my fault? That's what it's like dating an American woman. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. I'm not your dad. I'm just trying to get in your pants like every other fucking guy. Oh, we're going to turn that into a fucking... Let's turn that whole act into being something more important than it actually is. Objectify, bimbo. Ugh. God, no wonder fucking Ethan threw this bitch off his podcast. I objectify men. I like them dumb. Smart.
She was artificially making the time longer.
Tana, obviously, there was something that happened that was inappropriate on the set. Everyone knew. Rosanna was like, she told us weird stuff happened that day on the set. She's like, yeah, Tana just came to us and said weird stuff happened. And Mike's like, we don't know what the weird stuff was, but she said weird stuff. So obviously there was something. Joey knew an issue. Rosanna herself says Joey addressed it on set and that was it. It was, an error, but he fixed it. Just giving so much grace to this production of Escape the Night and really so much victim shaming on Tana's, on Rosanna's part to Tana and Mike's too. They admit that they weren't down there when anything was happening. They admit that she was alone with this guy down there. And yet they still were just saying how much she was a liar. They just kept calling her a liar.
The German women don't talk like this. They don't. What they talk about? They talk about work. The German, here's a conversation with the German. Well, I just bought my new apartment and we're planning on doing this and I have plans and I hope I can make this so I can go on holiday and go skiing in the Alps and blah, blah, blah. That's what they talk about. And then here's the best part. They'll be like, they'll tell you all that shit. Hey, can you get me a beer? Yeah, Hilda, here's a fucking beer. Let's go. That's what it's like talking to a German woman. Not all that fucking extraneous horse shit. And you English girls, you're not much fucking better. Amy Winehouse wrote a song about you. It's called Fuck Me Pumps, and it's dead on. You aren't not that much better. But you're better than the Americans. Look at it that way. Oh, have you met German ghetto women? There's no such thing. They're white.
There were dice.
I remember the German ghetto women, they do, yeah. I don't, most of the white trash in Germany lives in the villages. They're not usually in the city. So, no, maybe they do. I never met a German girl that did that. Yeah, but I never met a Swedish girl that did I never met a Danish girl that was like that. I never met any Eastern European girls. They're tough. They remind me more like Puerto Ricans. I'll coach you.
Dissecting her story when she's on her podcast, which is for entertainment, and it's her story to tell, so it's her right to tell it however she wants to. If she wants to add, it was 50 feet away or 100 feet away, whatever details, she can tell it the way she wants to. It's her story to tell.
I don't even think she was meaning to do it.
What I'm saying is they dissected her story as if that was...
It's Hilla's brother, right? Hilla's...
No, I've only... it's Trisha's husband.
Yeah, but isn't that Hilla's...
Which is Hilla's brother.
His brother, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In court, evidence, oh no, it was... She said it was 50 feet, then she said 100 feet, so she's a liar. I'm like, that's not the point of her story. And if she wants to exaggerate, change it a little bit. Maybe she doesn't remember at the moment, because also when trauma happens, you don't remember everything.
And I couldn't tell you the difference between 50 feet or 100 feet. I don't know how far away you are from me now.
But the thing is, so they dissected everything.
Because you're stupid.
Up to the moment that the thing happened.
I don't know if you're a mile or 7 centimeters away.
And they said, we weren't there.
Yeah.
We didn't see what happened. And then they dissected everything that happened after. I'm like, that's...
Imagine having a podcast and not having the ability to complete a fucking story.
That is the main thing.
Yeah.
That is the story.
She was alone with a man that made her uncomfortable, that verbally assaulted her, that verbally told her inappropriate things, and nobody else was in the room.
So why?
But they basically, they admitted that they weren't there, but so much of it was, she was chained up. It's like, and the faces, the mocking, all of it made me so mad. I was so mad because Rosanna, to me, up to this point, has been nothing but so sweet and kind and very compassionate and empathetic, and just giggling, making faces, saying, no, that didn't happen. They're like, that didn't happen. That's just a lie. And I was like, but you guys also said you weren't there. So how do you know?
That's a decent point, I suppose. But I still don't give a fuck. It's just it's like watching elephants fuck. It's kind of disgusting to think about, but when the Animal Planet's on, you gotta fucking watch it because Jesus Christ, that's two elephants fucking. That's an amazing thing. And that's what I'm gonna watch, and I'm gonna make you watch right now.
Basically, they were saying she could have put her arms down any minute, that she wasn't chained up. That wasn't a thing. And I was like, it infuriated me so much. One, you're not there. You're just not there. You didn't see any of it. You admitted that yourself. You're not there. You're calling this person a liar based on the fact that
I don't care.
Oh, she's exaggerated in the past. 95% of her stories are exaggerated. As far as
It's
everyone
enough
knows,
to be alone in the room with the person. That's enough.
Tana, you know what? People have always said this about her stories. Her story times are true. They're always true. If you exaggerate something, if you don't remember, I won't even call it exaggerating. I do this all the time when you don't know 50 feet to 100 feet, you know, or they're like, there was a freezer, but it was a non-operating freezer in there. It's just like, there's no meat. Like you said, the dissecting of it, like you said, as if they were lawyers defending, like,
I don't know.
Just out there doing this defense made me so upset and just like attacking her character.
They defended it? I mean, she made a good point. They were just saying, they were literally saying that that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. You know, like but they weren't putting up any receipts. That doesn't mean that they're lying, but.
I mean, like, this is Tana. She exaggerates, she's what she do. It's hard to believe someone like this is so harmful and so damaging.
Here's what I believe. You have 3 in the same area. All of them have money and want fame and power. And those personalities fucking clash. You imagine being hired. You imagine being fucking hired to be chained up and then bitch about getting chained up in like a horror movie-esque scene. You imagine that. You imagine, I guess you had to be there, but would it really shock any of you if that guy that said he wanted her in change was just busting balls a little bit and didn't mean anything other than trying to make her laugh? I could believe that. We don't know if that's true, but I could believe Tana throwing a shit fit over it. And I also could see Tana throwing a shit fit over it. I could also see Tana throwing a shit fit over it. If she knew the guy was joking, it was okay with it at the time. I could see it because she was pissed at Rosanna Pansino. And then you got this other one, Pansino, who's probably, this is saying something. Out of all the influence I've covered, and it's literally been hundreds on this channel for close to fucking 9 years now, right? There has been no weirder one that's successful. I've met some weirder ones in Discord or wannabe than Rosanna Pansino. She is absolutely bizarre. All the way from being like straight out of the Lollipop Guild up into smoking her friggin' dad, and then they're turning a goddamn game of hide and seek into an identity. A blown game of hide and seek. I mean, what's the odds of all these people just being horrible? In fact, this fatso's probably the least horrible because she's dopey. And there's nothing wrong with being stupid. And she's very good at it and made a wonderful career out of it. She's the least. But these are all fame hungry, money hungry, stupid, petty broads. And what? They're all, you put them all together and they start fucking fighting. That's what I think's happening here. I don't think there's any drama. Oh, shut up, Winter Gaming. Oh, Rosanna, who fucking cares? What are you, a woman? God damn.
All people. At
least I'm trying to make money on this bullshit. Why are you invested in it? Jesus Christ. Why don't you cut your eyeballs out? Oh, my God.
Who started this whole
I feel like cutting my eyeballs out.
Beast crusade because she was a victim of Mr. Beast, who her complaint about the Mr. Beast video she was in is that they edited her.
Now we're going to bring up the old shit on Pansino. Well, this is a backstab now. Here we go.
The wrong order.
You totally missed the point in this winter. It doesn't matter what's true. It matters that all these are a bunch of petty witches. That's what's funny about this. That's what's good about this. What would you expect, Winter Gaming? I'm coming out on the side of Rosanna Pansino. I don't fucking care. I just think these people are insufferable.
She got 3rd place. They edited her to look like she got 7th place. And she felt very victimized by that. She felt very wronged by that. And we all rallied behind her, because it does it sucks to feel treated unfairly. She talked about her time here on Scream Queens, where she said she felt uncomfortable in compromising positions. It happens. She knows firsthand it happens. And how many people criticized her for the Mr. Beast story. You know what I mean? Because in my opinion, I think that was wrong. I don't think it's as bad as someone being alone with you and making sexual comments about.
God, imagine. I'm so glad I don't live in a world where I have to pretend that matters and give a shit. Everybody's like, oh my God, you don't care if she feels uncomfortable. No, I don't. Suck it up. Don't act if it's too hard for you. If you did do something wrong, turn him in and be done with it. Don't turn it into an identity.
about you while you're in a vulnerable position. I think that's two very
And they're
different
behind
things.
a mask.
They're behind a mask. It's documented to Rosanna. Tana said this happened. So Rosanna's there on set.
That guy, you know what I learned about this? He's the only thing I learned. That fucking Hiller's brother's a saint. He should be sainted. He should be brought to the Vatican and they should, I don't know, do whatever the fuck they do. Put a sword on both shoulders. I don't know. That guy's a saint. He's a wonderful, caring, loving man. And he should be rewarded for that. Because who could deal with this? Not only does he have to put up with this shit offline, he's got to do it for entertainment. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? If he went to his psychiatrist and said, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I want to throw her through a window, I would be okay with it. It's like, yeah, it's completely understandable. Just don't do it. Okay. No, I don't think I love her very much. But sometimes I would like to, I push her in front of train, you know. Oh my God. I don't think I would do it, but when she talks, all sight and sound leaves me, and I just hear this hum, 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 hum. And this hum, it very much hurts my ears. It's like when my sister calls me and goes, are you home? Are you okay with Trisha Paytas?
That knowing, shows. Then the whole Pinky thing, mocking that, being like, we need to see those doctor records. We need to see the x-rays and make sure they're not doctored. It's like, who are you to be asking for medical information on anybody? Like, it's like, who are you to
So 3 of these bitches gonna be fighting. Well, Rosanna Pansino lost.
defending, and why are you defending? It felt very...
I know this is done, and I know I should just move on and take calls. I just can't look away. I can't look away. It's like when my parents, we were driving down 95 and we were going to the Baltimore Aquarium when I was a little kid. And my father says, don't look. And I did exactly what Jim Morrison did in that Doors movie. I went to the back and I saw an arm in the middle of the road. And then I realized that's why they want me to look.
very like, almost like possessed. Like it felt very weird because I was like, is this for views? Is it for... Their biggest critique was, why are Joey and Tana talking about this on a podcast back and forth? Why are you inserting yourself on a podcast?
Why are you inserting yourself? Why not?
I mean, just wants her to get to the point.
When you weren't even involved. Totally.
I don't know what I want. I don't know. I want her to get like swatted. I don't know.
This person's character when all you do is try to defend victims of Mr. Beast. How can you be a voice for?
Let me change it. I don't want her to get swatted because I just want to see it. You know what I mean? Like if we could AI a swatting, I'd be okay because that'd be funny to me. I don't want her to get swatted like somebody call in, but it'd be kind of hysterical if it happened now. You know what I mean? I disavow
victims. But then when it's Tana, just completely, I mean,
don't call it. Would it be funny in the middle of the thing, all of a sudden, like FBI, open up? I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
Long. The clips I saw were long. I don't know how long the podcast.
Oh, who gives a fuck what Dickers does?
Listen to her for 5 seconds and then just turn away.
Dickers
and go,
should worry.
This can't be right.
Dickers should worry more about having actually a relationship with a woman that he can fucking handle than he should worry about me saying FBI, open up.
Was just constant berating, mocking, laughing, saying something didn't happen when you're not there.
And also, she never, ever said who that person was.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Boy, he is really good at telling her what she wants to hear.
Defending. Like it's not like she went after his livelihood, after his life.
Nothing.
She didn't do any of that. Like she literally took it. She said it to the production. She said it to Joey. After that, she told the story. Joey told the story. They apologized. Yes, they had back and forward. Because I'm saying, okay, who are they defending? Joey? Okay, so even in there, Joey said he apologized.
Yeah,
he's sorry.
Joey apologized, didn't know.
If anything, again, the conversation was about a show that's going to air and going to happen.
Calling Tana unprofessional. Oh,
Tommy sees SFTP and its neighboring conglomerates does not share the sentiment and thoughts and ideas of what that guy said.
Tana can be unprofessional, but no one else can. When has Tana been unprofessional? She showed up. And then, defending and being with Joey, being like, oh, Tana only thinks about herself. Like, what about Joey's feelings? Joey wasn't the victim. Joey isn't the one chained up in a vulnerable situation. No one was allowed down there. Tana told us the story that Paige wasn't allowed down there filming. She's alone with this guy. Everyone's saying she's alone with this guy. Mike is like, yeah, she was alone with the guy. Everyone's saying this. You know, it's everyone saying she was allowed down there. Tana told us a story that Paige wasn't allowed down there filming. She's alone with this guy. Everyone's saying she's alone with this guy. Mike is like, yeah, she was alone with the guy.
What did I do?
You know,
I see the camera on him when he's going on like this.
Like, she had nothing to gain. She wasn't going for this guy's livelihood, anything. Mocking her, saying that she did like a favor for Joey. All of it just was. It's like no one else's feelings need to be taken.
Here's another thing I want to see. I want to see him jump over the fucking counter and like that black guy did with that judge and just start choking her. Are you for domestic violence? If it's entertaining, yeah. There you go. Oh no, what happened? Did we lose her? No.
In consideration, Tana was the victim, not Joey. Why is she like, Tana's making this all about herself? It's because it happened to Tana. And then afterwards, Tana felt some type of way about no one taking like her seriously about the injury. And now Rosanna's questioning if she hurt her pinky. Well, we need to see those x-rays. We need to see if they were doctored. Like, what? Who are you investigating and why? It's none of your business.
Is it okay if Tana said, if Rosanna said, you know, it's a pinky, get over it, you fucking diva?
And it made me so upset. And then using her past or her reputation, Tana, being like, well, she exaggerates 95% of the time. So you're judging someone based on like a past thing, which is like not even true, by the way. Tana's story times have held up. But I just thought so rich of like to judge someone based on, well, Tana's.
Well, I don't know what she said.
She's a liar. It's hard to trust those people. Rosanna, you were friends with Colleen for 10 years.
Oh.
By that same logic, should I be
Who's Colleen?
Colleen, the girl who Miranda sings type thing. She did the ukulele apology.
Ballinger.
Oh my God,
Colleen
she's in full scale war mode. I don't know if she realizes it. That's funny. Yeah, she's the one that sent the. So she sent a panties to a kid that was like 15 or 16, and then he grew up to be a gay man and exposed her like fucking 10 years later.
Judging you that you didn't engage in the same behavior Colleen did? How are you friends with someone and that close for so long, but you're
not know she's not a pedophile?
It's crazy to say, but that's the same logic using for Tana. Oh, because she was like this, we're gonna be. Oh, she might be a liar.
What logic are you talking about?
Because she's exaggerated. Well, you're friends with Colleen, so are you engaging that same behavior? Were you also like? Should I have a hard time believing that you also weren't participating in the stuff Colleen was like? It's so crazy and asinine to think that, and so. Oh, it just made me so.
You didn't even know what she's talking about.
Mad because of all people, who are you judging? One, a victim, two, someone who like confided in you.
Victim of what?
On the set, so you know something happened. Well, she didn't say what kind of weird stuff happened. Weird. And Tana was being.
And that's it. Like maybe Tana's looking for a fucking payday for all I know. I don't blame Rosanna on that. Something weird happened to me. Oh, talk to so and so. I mean, what else is she supposed to do? Everybody's supposed to get around and fucking pull out a goddamn violin for her? How much you want to bet the only reason Tana's doing this is because something else happened with Rosanna? And she's trying to turn her into fucking Mr. Beast. Like Rosanna tried to turn Mr. Beast into some kind of monster. And Tana Mongeau is doing the same fucking thing to Rosanna Pansino, which is actually, now that I think about it, kind of cool. Everybody seems to get there. Everybody gets theirs. Either gets there. Anybody hang. All you got. They all lay with dogs. They all get fleas, and it's fucking funny. It's fucking funny. God. Yeah. Like, I mean, how many times have you seen this in our community? You know, everybody ignores like the bad qualities and then only brings it up when there's an exposed video to be made.
Probably just trying to get through the day. I think
somebody sent me a fucking thing on Bobax earlier today. Was yesterday? I was a little surprised to see it. I guess somebody went back. I guess because Bobax is easy to hate. But I'm not. This is not me directing any hate towards Bobax this way. All right, I just want to point out something. And in fairness, okay, so Bobax admitted he had a CP folder. Well, not really. Good Lord, Bobax, we know why there's a baby bottle emoji. Okay, yeah, I guess. Whatever. He's trying to... Okay, so, but this did remind me of something. This is the whole open folders thing. It should have been open and closed for Bobax then. That's it. But everybody thought it was fucking cute. I mean, that's like, and then what happened when Bobek started screwing up? Then they bring this shit up again. Nobody cared when I covered it. And I stopped, including me, after a while. Well, you got to have some friends. All my friends are like, oh, he's all right.
Then
until he wasn't.
Got brought into it, and all of a sudden, I think Rosanna then attacking me kind of made me feel some type of way because she twisted things that I said, which I was really upset about because I think Rosanna and I, like I said, privately, we're closer than we are publicly in the sense that she does share personal stuff with me and I share personal stuff with her, and we've gone to each other's houses. We know each other's families. So
not anymore.
And every time she's been brought up on this show, even if she says kooky things, I do try to see Rosanna's defense because I know her as a person. I'm like, or I thought I did.
You just threw her straight under the fucking bus. Don't act like you didn't.
This person has a pretty good heart. So for her then to watch the clip and take not even out of context, to twist it about, we were talking about, Rosanna's first podcast episode was like, I smoked my dad. An outrageous
smoking my dad, ridiculous.
Title, which she knows it's outrageous. You know what I mean? And so when I was talking about the text, I was like, yeah, I mean, because we were talking about her whole thing. She went on a whole thing about smoking.
It'd be great if you start quoting Dioria. That'd be fantastic.
Her dad, like
Dioria said about her. Yeah.
She planted her dad's ashes, and it's a beautiful thing. I was always supportive of it.
No, it isn't. It's fucking weird. You've just gone from saying, like, even when she says kooky things to talking about smoking her dad, which is objectively weird, to saying that, trying to pretend that like that's normal. I mean, oh man.
But to turn it around and
that poor Israeli man's got to listen to this shit 24/7. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine what that's like? Who did he piss off in a past life? Do we have any Hindus in the audience? They want to come in here and explain what the fuck it is that man did to deserve what he's getting now.
And say that I was like,
he clearly was not a cow in his past life.
Fun of someone who lost their dad.
I'm serious. If you're Hindu, call in right now.
Leukemia. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. The most insulting thing I've ever heard, because in all my trolling years, all the crazy shit I've said and done, I've never once mocked or laughed at anyone losing their parent, especially Rosanna, who's like a friend of mine who I know well. Like it was just such an outrageous title. And I was like, yeah, she even texted me that title, but to her, it just hurt me so bad. It hurt me.
I love how she's trying to throw Rosanna on the bus and seem like she's her friend at the same time. It's so phony. And I can imagine a bunch of stupid fucking boys just nodding away, not realizing she's talking in circles.
So bad because that was so taken out of context. And then the other
don't feel bad for him. You saw Trisha's come up. Yeah, probably.
Thing to make it seem like I'm above people because I said I was scared to go, or that I don't go to downtown LA. That's a hard rule that I've always had. And to Rosanna flip it.
What the fuck's that got to do with anything? She just meanders forever. It's fucking hysterical.
It'd be like, oh, there's
she's talking about Rosanna. It's like, I don't go to downtown LA. That's hysterical. Hysterical. Oh my God. What a scatterbrained broad.
So above it to not go to LA. Like, I don't like that you won't drive to a certain location. Well, Rosanna, I had a really traumatic sexual assault experience down in downtown LA. From the ages of 18 to 21, I've had
Did Rosanna fucking call you out for that? Oh my God.
Sexual assault experience that's happened in downtown LA. The violent crime has risen down there. That's why it's me feeling unsafe. And you
might catch fire.
I felt unsafe in the Mr. Beast thing. Tana felt unsafe. Like, people feel unsafe, and it's okay. It has nothing to do. There was nothing I said about the people of downtown LA, the location of downtown LA. It's what I experienced. It's the violent crime rising that's happened down there.
Thank
and
God
I just
for
said
Trump.
that I just won't shoot down there. And that was part of Tana's story. But to use that as like a discredit against Tana for me being uncomfortable going to downtown Los Angeles, that was not her story, and just trying to assassinate my character for
I went as long as I could go.